Good afternoon, Mr. Day, faculty members, and my Cardigan brothers. I'm Chen. It's my honor today to stand in front of all you guys as a candidate for all school leader. Thanks for your trust. It will always motivate me to challenge myself. So, what is a leader? Cardigan core values are the standard to be a great citizen, but a leader is someone above these standards. A leader contributes to his community. For example, in Mr. Escalante's class, a 4 effort grade is for someone who's working hard and being active inside and outside of class. But a 5 effort grade is for someone who is not only a great individual, but also a leader who shares meaningful insights and helps out others. In the end, your legacy will probably be the best gift to give back to Cardigan. Last year was my first year as a Cardigan student. I was overwhelmed with all the stuff that was going on, and I was also homesick. However, in French 1 last year, I had a great start because I had fantastic dorm mates who helped me out and were always supporting me, such as Alice, Birkin, Quinn, Ellen, Leopold, and so on and so on. Even though some of them did not get leadership in the end, but they still showed me the definition of leadership. In the beginning of the year, I didn't know anyone in this school, and I was pretty much isolated. Alice DeMars, who was the former Green Key leader, came up to me to introduce himself and made a few jokes for me to remember his name. It was not a huge thing for him, but it had a profound impact on me. And that is when I slowly became a part of this community. He stepped out of his comfort zone, which led me to step out of my comfort zone. It took courage, and that courage came from his heart. This year I live on Heewoo too. A lot of ninth graders and even people who are younger than me demonstrated a lot of great leadership moments during this year. They made my life in this dorm really enjoyable, and I feel grateful for what they have done. All of these people made my experiences in Cardigan extremely valuable, and they taught me the most important lesson of being a leader. Leadership comes from one's heart, one's kindness and empathy. That's why leaders have the courage to stand up for others. That's why leaders have the perseverance to go through the hardest moments with the community. Because they truly care about it. Because deep in their heart, there are some values they truly believe in. And I would love myself to be one of them. Cardigan means a lot to me. The people that I have met, the experiences that I have been through in Cardigan changed my life and made me a better person. So to me, a school leader's primary goal is to make everyone in this community enjoy these relationships and experiences. If I become the all-school leader, I will try my best to step out of my comfort zone to help somebody else step out of their comfort zone. I will try my best to bring the whole school together. I will take initiative to help the community solve problems and get things done. I will always have empathy toward the student body and try to fulfill everyone's requirements at my best. I may make some mistakes one day, but I promise I will take ownership of my own mistakes and learn from them. Leadership is a challenge. Anything in this process is not about win or lose, because all the successes and the failures will be one of your best memories one day when you look back. Either way, I will never give up and keep track of being a good leader. We all should do the same to make Cardigan a better place. Thank you.
Dear Cardigan community, thank you so much for giving me the honor to speak to you today. What is Cardigan Mountain School? Is it just another school founded on academics and athletics, or is it more? To the outside world, Cardigan is a school with a rigorous curriculum and great sports. But the most important thing that we learn here is how to interact with others and build friendships. One of the many benefits of being part of a multicultural and close-knit community, like Cardigan, is having so many opportunities to help others in all areas of life. We play, eat, sleep, study, and compete together every day. I think you'd agree, we spend a lot of time together. While I was writing this speech, I had a sudden flashback to a childhood memory. When me and my little brother, Mateo, were 6 and 4 years old, we were having a disagreement while playing in our sandbox. I forgot exactly what happened, but I think that I threw a handful of sand at Mateo's body. Mateo ended up throwing sand in my eyes, forcing me to blindly wander along the back fence towards our house. My mom later told us that when she looked out the window, she saw me hugging the fence for dear life and Mateo standing in the corner with a guilty look on his face. As a discipline for our behavior, we both had to lead each other blindfolded around the grocery store and the neighborhood park. Our parents wanted us to be able to empathize with how it feels to be blind, but I think the most profound feeling I had was how big a responsibility it was to lead the sightless Mateo. We both learned how to put ourselves in other people's shoes, and we both learned the responsibility of what the responsibility of a leader feels like. I've spent 5 years at Cardigan and seen many great student leaders come and go, including our current 9th grade class. Every day, I strive to be just like them and embody their best qualities. After spending so much time here at Cardigan, I have been fortunate to have found many new mentors, teachers, coaches, and students alike. To me, leadership is leading by example, but more importantly, it's serving others. It's a choice that everyone has to make every day of their lives. It can range from small things, like helping one of your friends with their homework or subbing as a waiter, to something big, like supporting one of your Cardigan brothers when he is going through a hard time. Being an effective leader is not only about helping others, though. It's also about knowing when to seek help from others. Whether it is a trusted adult or a very close friend, everyone needs to seek help at one time or another. I am a firm believer in giving my best all the time, and though it may vary from day to day, you can always expect that I will get whatever assignment I am given completed. The most important thing that we can do in order to serve each other and our community is to give it our all. Together, we create something greater than just one of us. We create the Cardigan culture. I am prepared to help anyone as best I can and help advocate for positive change, while also helping maintain the core values of the Cardigan school that makes us who we are. I'll uphold the important traditions and practices of CMS. I believe good leadership is having trust in those around us and supporting one another. Whether it's dragging your roommate to Polar Bear every morning or creating a Kahoot for that upcoming science exam, we have to support each other. We have to believe in each other. With your help, I'm ready to embrace the responsibilities given to me by my peers and teachers alike. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Day, faculty, guests, and my Cardigan brothers. Let me begin by saying thank you. Thank you for all the support that you have given to me. I would not be standing here if it wasn't for you. It is my honor to be one of the speakers today with my 5 great friends, Bryce, Bill, Connor, Diego, and Kenny. It is a great honor and privilege to share my thoughts on leadership and on making Cardigan more engaging. Leadership at Cardigan is a skill that can help others change their lives in a positive way. My own opportunity to change my life started this fall. Deciding coming to Cardigan wasn't an easy choice. Cardigan is about 6,732 miles away from my home, which is about 10,800 kilometers away. I came from a place where a totally different language is used, and it has a very different culture. As we all know, we have a lot of students who have home far away from Cardigan. We all have friends from Korea, Mexico, China, Japan, and other places. Not living in your home is hard and tough. Let me ask you a question. How many of you felt worried and scared before coming to Cardigan? Just like most of you guys, I was nervous and worried about everything. What if I don't make any friends? What if I don't adjust to the culture? Before arriving at Cardigan, all these thoughts were in my head every night before going to sleep. But those thoughts ended up to being just worries. I clearly remember my first day here. After registration, I went to the locker room to get my greens and grays and locker. I was struggling to open my lock. I didn't know how to open because I had never used that kind of lock before. I could feel sweat rolling down my forehead. I didn't know what to do. But suddenly, Elijah came up to me and asked if he could help me open the lock. At that moment, with a compassionate community, many of my worries were elevated, and I realized that the Cardigan community is friendly and embraces new people. And I knew from then on, our community was always going to be kind and help each other. What Elijah did that day might seem small, but after that, I strongly wanted to be part of this community. Elijah might not even remember what he did, but tiny little actions like this, done daily by all of you here, made me who I am today. This is why I want to say thank you for helping me out this year. I think this is why our community is so special. We all help change someone's life in a positive way. Every single person at Cardigan works hard to make Cardigan a better place. In the classroom, on the field, in the dorms, everywhere. As a result, Cardigan is a better place. However, I believe that we can still improve and make Cardigan even better. We all know that our school has a lot of restrictions. These are due to our location and strict rules. We sometimes feel like we're locked up. I'm not saying these restrictions are not needed. Restrictions and rules are needed to keep us safe and help us prepare for a better future. Students at Cardigan often talk about great ideas to improve our community and problems that can be solved. But those ideas and suggestions don't really get to the adults who can actually make changes. They stay in our conversations. What I want to do is to deliver every single student voice to the faculty and make sure your messages are heard. I will not only work with student leaders, but also I will closely and actively communicate with all of you to make this happen. I will frequently share with the community what student leaders do, to show that student leaders are working hard to make our community better. I want to be a leader who cares about every single member of this community, who listens, who shows by action, who sacrifices for the good of all, who can be a friend to ask for help, just like a brother next door. I am not speaking in front of you because I am better than you, not because I'm the funniest kid in the 8th grade, not because I'm the best athlete, not because I'm the smartest kid. I am standing here because I received help and support from all of you. Steve Jobs said, "Great things in business are never done by one person. They are done by a team of people." I need you to help me so that we can make a better Cardigan community. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Day, faculty, guests, and fellow Cardigan brothers. As some of you already know, my name is Bilky. First, I would like to begin by saying thank you for the opportunity to be a leadership nominee of the class of 2020, along with these 5 worthy nominees. I also feel fortunate to be encouraged and supported by all the nice faculty and students around me. I will be honored to serve as a school leader if I get elected. Leadership is the action of leading a group of people. To me, leadership at Cardigan is about being compassionate, respectful, honest, and courageous. I always try my best to be compassionate and respectful towards every single person in the community, whether they are from different backgrounds or they have different personalities. I respect the choices that people make, such as what they choose to eat inside the dorm. Also, I always try to be honest. This means being true to myself, instead of being a fake friend or an unreal person. Having courage is all about getting out there and doing things, like participating in Polar Bear 30 days non-stop. Having courage can also be telling someone to make the right decision. Understanding these values and acting accordingly on a daily basis is a good leadership at Cardigan. This is one of the greatest lessons I learned at Cardigan Mountain School. One of the many reasons I love this school is that this school positively influences and changes people like me. Although I have only been here for a year, at the start of the year, I was a really shy person. The faculty and students sitting here probably did not know this fact about me because no one really knew me by then. The only thing I would do during free time was to sit in my room and use the computer. I promised that everyone in French 2 knew that. However, the enthusiasm of the students and faculty here really impressed me. The positivity throughout every day made me realize that I wanted to be a confident person just like every one of you sitting here. I tried nervously to become a person who is open towards others. Fortunately, the students who I had seen were all friendly and kind. This encouraged me a lot as I gradually made new friends, and this was the time that I felt like I officially became a member of the Cardigan community. At the start of the year, I also realized that I am not that athletic. I always admired the students who made one or multiple varsity teams. With all these accomplished athletes all around me, sometimes I felt unconfident. However, other boys in the community, including my roommate, encouraged me to just focus on whatever sport team I am on. No matter what level of sports I was playing in, I needed to get myself out there, be confident, and try my hardest. I hope my personal experience has inspired you to be confident and hardworking. If I am elected as a school leader, I will always be supportive, just like how the 9th graders and other students in my dorm were this year. Leadership is a challenge. One does not automatically become a real leader if he gets titled leadership. He still can be a leader throughout his life at Cardigan. You all have great leadership potentials, and some of you are going to be excellent leaders. You may be shy when you take on leadership opportunities, just like how I used to feel. But all of us need to take risks when we try to be leaders. Just like what I said before, we should get out there and be confident. We should uphold the core values and be courageous and supportive towards the other Cardigan brothers. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Day, faculty, guests, and my fellow Cardigan brothers. My name is Pollard, and I am honored to have the opportunity to speak before you today for the position of all-school leader. Douglas MacArthur, one of the greatest American generals of all time, once said, "A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent." This quote explains exactly what I see leadership requiring. Courage, compassion, respect, and integrity are core values, but most importantly, actions. Action makes leaders, and the way you execute these actions determines how leadership will affect others. For example, you could go do community service just for the service hours to put on a secondary school application. Or you could really want to help others and feel compassion for people less fortunate than you. In both of these examples, you would be helping people and setting an example for your peers. But by using compassion and positivity, you will have more of an impact on the Cardigan community. This is just one small example, but my message is this. A person can try to lead others through the use of words, but what really influences people are your actions. When I first arrived at Cardigan in the 7th grade, I remember several times where titled leaders stood up in the dorms, outside, and on the fields, and used courage to make tough decisions, showed compassion, including others when they were left out. I recall seeing them use integrity with friends and teachers, and respect with simple acts like holding doors and saying hey when they walk by. These actions by the 9th graders who I looked up to influenced me to better myself as a leader and set similar examples on my own. If elected all-school leader, I would lead by example as my peers before me did, and guide my fellow leaders and brothers to do so the same. I would also make sure that our close-knit community stays just as strong as it is this year. When asked giving a tour, "What do you like about Cardigan most?" I would reply, "Our close-knit community." The first time I blurted this response, I really thought about what made me think this way. Out of all the amazing things that I could have said, the athletics, the academics, our campus, I said the close-knit community. At first I thought I said this because I was supposed to as a Green Key guide, that would sound good to the person I was touring. But after thinking about it some more, I realized that the best times that I've had on the point have been and will be not due to the incredible campus, education, or sports, but were because of the friends who have become my brothers during my time here. This is why I believe our close-knit community and the people in it are what makes Cardigan so special and so great. All in all, if elected all-school leader or not, I promise to uphold the core values, I promise to lead by example, and most importantly, I promise to strengthen our close-knit community to the best of my ability. Thank you all for your time, and thank you for the consideration of my vote.
Thank you. Thank you to my Cardigan family. Thank you for being an accepting community and showing me what the Cardigan way really means. Thank you for pushing me out of my comfort zone to be my best every day. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you all today in running for the all-school leader position of the 2019-2020 academic year. Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Day, and my Cardigan family in front of me. To say it's an honor to be speaking before you today would be an understatement. On September 11th, 2001, my uncle died in the terrorist attack on the Twin Towers in New York City. I was not alive at the time, however, this served a monumental lesson for me and my family in my life. I looked at life and the experiences and opportunities I had in it in a completely different way. What I took away from this experience is that life can be sometimes taken for granted. What we have here at Cardigan is a family that cares about us and our futures. The opportunity to come to Cardigan was always a dream for me. With hard work and the sacrifices my family made for me to get here, I am proud to be part of this community and proud to call Cardigan my home. We all face a common challenge here on the point, leaving our comfort zone, leaving our friends, families, and coming to this special place. We come to Cardigan prepared to face successes and failures in the future. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to come to a place like Cardigan. Days before my arrival at Cardigan in the fall, I was excited, but I was also concerned about being part of this community. How would I fit in socially? Am I going to make new friends here? These emotions are all of you sitting here have experienced in front of me today. As backyard games were taking place on the quad, outdoor tennis courts, and Marion Field, one night I quickly got involved. As we played and socialized, my soon-to-be Cardigan brothers recognized my presence and introduced themselves to me and introduced me to the Cardigan way and their positive experiences at Cardigan in the past years. Being included in these activities and social events formed new friendships, soon leading to a brotherhood with myself included. As a leader, I look forward to meeting and accepting my new Cardigan brothers and forming close bonds with every single one of them. One of the many special things here at Cardigan is all 9th grade boys and rising 9th graders are looked up to here as leaders. Our whole community looks up to these boys to live by the core values and encourage others to do so as well. The word leadership can be thrown around and interpreted in many different ways. Leadership at Cardigan is bringing the community together, for an example. The mentality for us next year is, how do we want Cardigan to be? How do we want the atmosphere to be like here at Cardigan next year? My brothers and I have the power to turn our Cardigan experience in a positive direction, to leave Cardigan better than we found it. Forming events that bring the community together and bond with is one thing that really hits home with me and something I look forward to doing next year. Another aspect of leadership here at Cardigan is steering others in the right direction. Students see a lot of behind-the-scenes action that faculty do not always see. Furthermore, leadership is putting your peers in front of you and not only advocating for yourself, but advocating for your peers before you.
It takes courage and integrity to tell a close friend they are making a poor decision and continue to push them in a positive direction. As a leader, I'll have the integrity and courage to steer my brothers in the right direction. Cardigan has not served as my home away from home. Cardigan is my home. I have never had a whole community care for me so much and not only encourage me to be the best I can be, but encourage my peers to do the same. Cardigan is a place where us boys do fail, but we get back even stronger with the help of our family. From all different walks of life, countries, beliefs, and cultures, forms a family of around 300 students and faculty. A Cardigan Mountain School family. Family is a really important word, one I do not throw around easily. Family means having a person or people who you can count on, who you can trust, and who you can share your problems with comfortably. But it also means to have respect for one another and value each other for who they really are. Cardigan is a family, and I am so proud to say I'm a part of it. Here at Cardigan, we constantly talk about our core values as a school: compassion, respect, integrity, and courage. These core values are not just posted up on the wall here on our facilities and around our campus. We wake up every morning and live the Cardigan way and strive to possess these values. Here at Cardigan, our student body is not made fun of for being smart and putting forth full effort. We are not told you are too young. Our faculty take us seriously for who we are at the age we are. This environment is a place where us boys can succeed with no limits. Cardigan offers the perfect balance between independence and self-advocacy. I believe all the boys beside me today, delivering speeches to the community, are great leaders and will serve as great all-school leaders. In addition to choosing an all-school leader, for my 6th and 7th grade brothers in this room, who do you want to look up to next year to lead by example and be someone that you can go to with any problems, concerns, or requests? To lead by example. For the 9th grade class, who do you want to uphold the Cardigan way and share it to the new Cardigan brothers? 8th graders, how do you want the atmosphere to be like here at Cardigan next year? What mark do we want to leave here at Cardigan? The decision is now in your hands. I hope you all will consider me to lead the Cardigan community next year. At this time, I would also like to take the time to share an original poem I created on my love for Cardigan and what the Cardigan way really means to me. The Cardigan way. Making a decision every day. Respect, integrity, courage, and compassion. We choose to live our core values by following the Cardigan way. On the field, court, ice, in the classroom, all in a humble fashion. We choose to live the Cardigan way. On this path of success, small and large bumps will challenge us on the way. We will always have our close-knit community with us throughout the process. We choose to trust the Cardigan way. With my Cardigan brothers and family pushing me outside my comfort zone, encouraging me to be my best, while also holding me accountable for actions that I own, everyone in our community strives to have these core values possessed. It's in situations like these where I look up to my leaders and role models in my Cardigan family to set the tone. We choose to share the Cardigan way. Thank you.